Hi, I'm Aaron Pedronetz. I am an architect, a dad, a volunteer, and I'm really honored to be nominated for the Business Person of the Year. The beginning was Design Method Group, and it began as a marketing and sales company. Studio Novum is an architecture firm. When we got into real estate, we've used those skills to develop both Mulberry Lofts and 101 Summit Avenue. And we're currently developing the Moeller Organ Factory and moving down Prospect Street, one building at a time. I started Design Method Group in 2008, and that was the worst time to start a business, probably. But at the end of the day, you can pare down something that you care about to you, essentially, and if you keep plugging away at it, you can still keep it going and keep growing and keep going forward. When I become part of a new business, I always become part of a new business with other people. I don't want to do things by myself, and having other perspectives and other people's passions involved in a new venture, it's exciting in a way that you get to watch something grow from the ground up, and you get to watch that grow with someone else. Not necessarily being born and raised here, but moving here about 10 or 11 years ago now, I've experienced nothing but cooperation and a welcoming, and I've tried to involve myself in this community in a way that it now feels completely like home and completely where I want to be and raise my family and stay. The part that I see Hagerstown growing into is not necessarily a large, bustling metropolitan area, but it's a place where when you walk downtown, you run into 10 people you know. We're all working for the same thing. We're all friends and neighbors, and it's still a small town, but it can be a successful small town. When I think of Business Person of the Year, there are lots of business people in this community. But the thing that I've really tried to focus on is the volunteering, giving back, being part of the growth and improvement of this town, and that's the part that I really want to share, and that would mean the most to me.
My name is David Schuster, and I'm the CEO at Horizon Goodwill Industries. What I think is unique about Goodwill as a business enterprise, as a mission-driven business enterprise in particular, is the unique holistic approach that we take with both the individuals and the communities in which we work. And that is that our mission is to remove barriers to opportunity in terms of work. And there are many barriers, and we can't address all of them. And so we collaborate with other groups to help address some of those barriers, but in doing so, we're also providing job opportunities to individuals, and we're partnering with businesses who need employees. And so it's kind of a cyclical thing where you have folks that were relying on public assistance, now they're economic contributors to the community. We're solving employment issues for businesses, so there's a multitude of benefits that operating as a social enterprise has. I'm one of those people that gets up with that belief that we're going to do something today to make tomorrow better. What that may be, not always clearly defined. Sometimes you find it at 11 o'clock in the morning. Some days you knew it when you got out of bed. For every person that we get another job, for every person that gets a better job, for every person that is no longer maybe spending their nights on somebody else's couch and that now has their own place to call home as a result of getting a job and having a stable paycheck, knowing that that is the difference we are making for those individuals is what's most important to me. And those folks, when they feel that sense of hope now and that they have belief in themselves, the really cool part, and we know this, they go out and now they are a driving force that encourages others to do the same. And so it kind of ripples out from the center. We may be the epicenter that starts that drop, but the reality is that all the folks that we impact, they take that home, and now their families and maybe their neighborhoods and their communities are a little bit better, a little bit stronger, and have a little bit more belief that we can all work together to make it a little bit better tomorrow, and it just kind of keeps going. Being the Washington County Business Person of the Year, I think would mean two things. One, it would be incredibly humbling in that I know that there are many, many individuals in this community, potentially many of whom are far more deserving of this recognition than I may ever be. I also think there's somewhat of a responsibility that comes with any recognition like that. There's a responsibility to act that role out and continue to find ways to lead and have impact here in the community. I would hope that, if nothing else, my children, honestly anybody's children and anybody who I interact with in this role, come away from it simply with the belief that tomorrow can be better than today and that you can do something about it. It's one of my core beliefs. It's actually a definition of hope. I think most people it resonates with most folks. That's what you want for yourself and for your community. I want them to believe that they have that ability to have an influence. Where and how they do it, I mean, I didn't necessarily think that this is how I was going to be doing it, but this is where I am, and this is the opportunity that's been presented to me, and I'm going to make the best of it. And I think that's what I would hope for them as well.
Hi, Benito Atlanta, financial advisor with Edward Jones and president of the Maryland Theater Board of Directors. Probably about 10-12 years ago, I called Tom Newcomer, and Tom had just been voted Business Person of the Year. And I seen his name, and I gave him a call, and I said, I'd like to meet with you. Could we meet for lunch downtown? Over lunch, I got to share with him my background, how I was in the military, and my background was in intelligence for a lot of years in Washington, and traveling overseas and running my own company and stuff like that. When I came back, and now here I am in Washington County, and I really wanted to become part of a community, and I just wanted to know, how could I get involved? He started sharing with me the needs of the community, and one of them was the Arts, Education, Entertainment District downtown. And that's really how I got exposed to becoming part of the community downtown. I love my job. I love what I do every day. If you've been in this business, on the financial services business, for a number of years, it's beyond just investing for clients. What's really special about the job I have here is I get to talk to people every day. And we're getting involved in things that are really important to them. What you're taking care of today is going to live far beyond their lives. It's for their family, their grandchildren, and actually the legacy past them. So I love the fact that every day I get to wake up and I get to work with individuals that could see me in the community. And we're judged every day by the portfolio, so you get to see the difference you're making every single day. And to me, that's an important responsibility of stewardship. And I think that stewardship, for me, carries all the way through my role at the Maryland Theater. I think the greatest thing we had was we recognized that we were stewards of something very special in the community. And this was a moment in time that if we did it right, it would have a mark on the community for many years, far beyond our years. I think of the greatest value that this community has is the spirit of volunteerism. And the volunteerism in this community is amazing, and the giving is just unbelievable. And that, to me, is what we're here for, is making a difference beyond ourselves. Many years ago, I looked at my wife. We had been traveling overseas. We never really had a community to be part of because we moved, whether it be in the military or even the intelligence community. And one day I looked at my wife and I said, one day I actually want to either run for mayor or I want to get involved in the community. And being recognized as Business Person of the Year would just really be significant for me personally, because it meant that that desire to become part of a community actually happened. And that, to me, is what this means.